I just want to say, you know who always knows that prostitution is legal in Vegas? White people. He started it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got 3 comedians left for you on deck. We've got Craig Larson. Then coming up to wrap up the show, Mr. Jason Jacobson. Right now, you know him, you love him, David Gooch.
I heard a comedian recently talk about stand-up, and he said, stand-up is a lot like riding a bicycle. And I thought, well, that's probably pretty accurate. Almost anyone can learn to ride a bicycle. You start with the training wheels, and then later on someone holds the back of the seat while you get going. And then pretty soon you're going on your own, and you crash, of course. And a lot of people get out of it after they've had a few crashes. And plus, your chances of getting famous in stand-up is about as famous as your chances of getting famous riding a bicycle. You gotta, lose one nut before anyone knows your name. And plus, you realize real quick, it's not a very good way to get anywhere. There's a lot easier ways to get from A to B. So I started thinking, well, no, stand-up is probably a little bit like sex. Here we go. Everybody remembers their first time. Maybe you start off practicing in the shower. The suds. Paloma, maybe the pulsating shower spray. And then pretty soon you're getting a few laughs, maybe at a family reunion or something like that. Your young cousins, getting a laugh. And perhaps then you work into thinking about jokes on the toilet while looking at a picture of Daphne who likes to walk on the beach. And then after a while, your mind gets into more and more of how can I be funny, how can I get into the stand-up, and you start thinking about accents. Maybe I should develop some accents, some wacky accents. And to me, that's kind of like when you switch off and use the other hand, guys. So anyway, things go along that way, and then one day someone tells you, says, hey, I know where there's this real slutty crowd that gets together on Tuesday night, and they're horny for jokes. And you think, oh, horny for jokes. Maybe I got a chance, And so you walk in, you find out, the guy tells you, yeah, you can park in the back and enter in the rear. So you come in, and then this guy says, you here to watch, or do you want to get on the list? And you think, a list? Wow, there's going to be a list. So you decide, well, maybe I'll just watch and see how it goes. And so you sit out there in the audience, and pretty soon the pimp comes up on stage and explains the rules. Says, now look, I don't want any heckling out there. We don't need any limp dicks or anything, And so then he starts bringing up the guys to have their turn at the crowd. So I'm out there watching it, and he brings up a guy named Scott Ecker. Scott Ecker's throwing out hard candy left and right. I tell you, it's going to be one sweet night. I just know it. Then Scott's off the stage. The pimp comes up, and he says, okay, I want Craig Larson to come up. Well, now, Craig, you can tell he's got experience. He takes the mic in his hand first. He does this thing with the mic. And I don't know if he looks down a little bit, and I don't know if he's checking to be sure if his condom's still on, or if he's just distracted by his shiny vest. He's trying to appeal to the Liberace crowd, I think. Anyway, Craig Larson does his business, and then they usually call up a guy named Josh Wallace. Now, Josh likes to look at himself. It's obvious that he likes to look at himself. And he'll have like a full-length mirror off to the side. And then you realize, wait a minute, he's just wanting to see a tight shot of his face. Well, at that, Ben Bockel usually gets so excited when you mention tight shots on the face. And pretty soon the MC calls up Jason Villiard. Now, Jason he says, he tells the people, okay, now you're going to need some KY jelly because this guy's coming in fast and hard. And we don't want anyone to get hurt. I want my bitches to be in good shape for the. So Jason Villiard comes up, and then they'll call in like Justin Peterson. And Justin Peterson, he gets up here for a while, and he says, well, gee, this never really has happened before. And then he leaves. Then there's this guy named Simon Says that gets called. He's next in line. And he's, well, he knows the difference between pornography and erotica. He knows that in erotica you use a feather, and in pornography you use the whole bird. And he also thinks it'd be more convenient if there was an early bird special. Every good comedy show there at this place has the school marm come up. Her name's Paloma Siegel. And she's the one that sold more texting plans than that other guy. She's always going, you can text me now. You can text me now. You can text me now. Then we got Freakin' Eakin'. She comes up, and following her, it's like playing rock, paper, scissors. It's hand job, mouth, hip thrust, hand job. She's so hot, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And then JD usually takes the stage. He comes up here with the confidence of Ron Jeremy. JD's the kind of guy that has a 13-inch punchline. And he can splash out the jokes, but that doesn't mean he doesn't respect the old school ways. The old porn movies like Titanic and Rambone and Porky's, you know. And so pretty soon they turn on the lights. The show's over. Andrew's mopping up the stage. I'm just exhausted. I want to be held. And you all go out and smoke.
David Gooch, ladies and gentlemen.